Hello everyone. Peep this Beatles sweatshirt that is way too tight on me. I look like I came out a badly produced porno. And today we're gonna be talking about the Beatles and their girls. Cause I love the Beatles fam. Um these are my notes and I got this book. I I'm borrowing this book. My mom got this for me from her friend Kim, who also loves the Beatles, apparently more than I do, which there are some pretty hardcore Beatles fans out there, and I'm only semi. So the first one is John and Cynthia. John and Cynthia go like way, way back, like in Liverpool before they were famous, all that, they knew each other. And they didn't. I'm really happy John and Cynthia separated because John was like abusive. He like literally hit her. And like with Julian and everything, he didn't really pay attention to Julian, his son. He never paid attention to him. He just expected Cynthia to like take care of everything. And like they should have separated so much sooner than they did. I think it was 1966. And the only reason Cynthia finally like woke up and separated from him is because I know that John had this house and like the last name started with Wood. It was like in an area called Wood. It was like Waywood or some shit. I forgot, but I know what his house looks like. I know what I'm thinking about, but I don't know what it's called. Fake John Stan. And he was cheating on Cynthia with Yoko. And Yoko was in the house at the time, and John and Yoko were drinking tea. And Cynthia walked in and found Yoko wearing her robe and drinking tea with John. And it wasn't even like he was trying to hide it anymore. And then he wrote Norwegian Wood, which appeared on the Rubber Soul album. Norwegian Wood. This bird has flown about his affair with Yoko, most likely. About his affair. I love that song. Although the backstory behind it isn't good, but I love that song. Okay, but if you okay, John and Yoko. Everyone knows who Yoko Ono is, but I mean, like, if you see how, like, completely diverse Yoko and Cynthia are from each other, they're, especially their relationship with John, it's completely different because John, he could not breathe, he could not sleep, he could not eat without Yoko by his side. Like, he would fall over and die. But with Cynthia, he just like distanced himself so far away and just didn't care about his son or didn't even care about her. But I mean, I know Yoko did interfere with things. Yoko did interfere with things. It's just like she didn't care. So, yikes. Really, I didn't like any of John's relationships. Low key think he was repressed gay, like sincerely repressed gay. But I can make a video on that. I mean, I think everyone today, every Beatlemaniac today, has heard of McLennan. I think everyone has heard of that, and it's time to accept the truth. No, I am your prophet. Okay, Paul, Linda. No, wait. I should probably start with Jane. Okay, Paul, Jane. So Jane Asher. Me personally, they didn't really have a good relationship. I really didn't like them together. It was like all for show, basically. So the theory goes, which I actually believe is true, but the theory goes, is the Beatles manager Brian Epstein, he was gay, and like he figured out Paul and John were gay for each other, and he's like, can't have that, because then the girls are gonna stop fangirling over you. You can't have that. And he knew that Jane was an actor and that Paul was like, also high up there, so like they could boost each other's careers. if they got together, because there was this one incident. I forgot who said it, but there was one night where like Paul and Jane and like everyone else, not the Beatles, but like with another group of friends, they were all hanging out in a room, and she kept opening the window and he kept closing it, and they went like that all night without saying anything to each other. They were just Jane would get up to open the window again, and Paul would close it again, and then Jane would get up to open the. Oh my god, it's just like healthy relationships. Okay, Paul and Linda. I love Paul and Linda so much. Paul and Linda. Eastman. Yeah, Paul and Linda Eastman. Like, there was this like one Beatles conference, and Linda's a photographer, so she was like taking pictures, but I don't think they met each other yet, and it made me so happy because I saw her, and she's like staying next to Paul, but not really. Like, uh, I don't think they met each other yet in that conference thing. But I literally, Linda is like the love of my life. Me, I love her so much. I can't believe she died. Paul really, really did love her. He really did. I um I would say that's one of the most healthy relationships out of all the Beatles relationships. That's like the most healthy one. Mm, because he did end up having like 3 or 4 of her kids. So I mean, his kids. 4 of them. He's not pregnant. Me, Heather Mills. Um, I'm not completely informed on the Heather Mills story, but I know it was later on in life when Paul was old and saggy as fuck. But um, I think she spent like 1 million of his money in like a year. So she was just like in it for his money basically. And they lasted for like a year because of that. So that's all I know. I don't know anymore. I probably should get informed on that, but I'm not the biggest Paul stan. I'm the biggest John stan, bitch. Um, George. Uh, I was surprised to see he was only married 2 times to Patty Boyd and then Olivia Harrison. Um, I was like, yeah, boy. But Patty and like George are the hottest couple, like Beatles couple ever. Like, I don't care what anybody says. Look at them. I don't know if that's focused or not, but he has cheekbones hella for days, and she was already a model, and I guess an actress because she was in A Hard Day's Night, and that's how George met her. And the first the first time George was like, "Hey, you want to go on a date with me?" and she's like, "No," and I'm like, "Me," but they did end up getting together. So, and then they got married. So that's amazing. Good for them. Fucking model couple. Um, Ringo and Marine. I can't. Marine. Well, I know that Ringo used to get like drunk, and he used to wear rings because that's how he got his name, Ringo. His real name is Richard Starkey, and he used to wear rings, and he got really, really drunk, and he used to beat the fuck out of his wife, and it's like, stop, it's not okay. But yeah, I'm not really informed on them, but I'm pretty sure. Didn't they get divorced? I think Ringo got married 2 times, just like George, and he's still married to Barbara Bach. To Barbara Bach. Um, yeah. So the healthiest relationship I think out of all of these is probably like George and Patty, and George and Patty Boyd, but they were also the hottest. But also like the OTP, the cutest, is like Paul and Linda because I love them. And the unhealthiest relationship would probably have to be Ringo and Marines. And probably all of John's relationships ever. John's just not well. Revolution 9, holy shit. So yeah, that's me ranting about the Beatles and their girls. Um, Look at this Beatles book, bitch. See everybody.